Melbourne is sophisticated, stylish and cosmopolitan. The city really is the cultural pace-setter of Australia. This video will help you get under the skin of Melbourne and its lifestyle, food and drink, art, history and heritage, and also its love of sport. For many Melburnians, the epitome of art and entertainment is seeing top athletes create sporting drama at the MCG. Melburnians come here to watch games of Aussie rules and cricket, and it's just a few hundred yards from the Rod Laver Arena where the Australian Tennis Open is held.
Sport works extremely well in Melbourne. We just know that if something is staged in Melbourne, it will work. And so we have the grand final of Australian rules football, we have international meetings, the World Swimming Championships were staged here, the World Cycling Championships have been staged here on the velodrome. It's just one of those things. People in Melbourne attend big sporting events, and so we have very big crowds and hold the records in Australia. It's almost endless when you start to look through the lists of sports that have been played here. But in the main, it's Australian rules football and, of course, cricket. They're the two dominating sports here. And we have had, of course, recently the Commonwealth Games, and in 1956 the Olympics were held here at the ground.
And that's not all. The Australian round of the Formula One Grand Prix is also held in Melbourne, as is the race that stops the nation.
That's right, I'm on the train on the way to the Melbourne Cup. It's a massive sporting event, but for many, it's all about the fashion.
Melbourne is quite influential in fashion in Australia. It's considered a city with extremely good taste, and also we vary a lot in our seasons here as well. Like our summers are very hot and our winters are quite cold, so you get to wear a lot of different styles in Melbourne.
Normally I have inspiration for an outfit a couple of months in advance, maybe 6 months in advance before a various event. And I will source various things from all over the world, and my accessories were sourced from London.
You must be crazy busy this time of year, Richard.
You know, I don't really have time to turn around actually. Any milliner worth their salt is nuts this time of the year.
Sure, well I need a hat, so what have you got for me?
Okay, looking at your outfit and your colouring, I've got a couple of lovely pink numbers here. This one is beautiful with a metallic rose, but you've got quite a petite face, so I think that we might go for something a little smaller. And I've got this one as well, which is gorgeous. And it's got the silver in it, which will match the silver in the dress, and it's got the lovely pink tones, which will match the tones of your face too.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
That's all right, you're welcome.
But it's not just at the races that you can see high fashion. Some of Melbourne's best boutiques are hidden away in the laneways and arcades.
We focus particularly on the innovative boutiques, the smaller businesses that Melbourne's got so many of, and the idea for me was that you're not going to come to Melbourne and buy Chanel or Prada. What's the point of doing that? So we're going to show you things that are exclusive to Melbourne, young designers, often people that are doing something that's a little bit outlandish but still got a relatively conservative edge. Look, the city is definitely great for everybody because often going to the races you don't want to be seen like everybody else in the same garment, so there is that opportunity to look at so many stores, many of which produce Australian product, and so therefore sometimes in the designer boutique spots there's much less on offer. They only make 50 of that one garment, so you're not going to be seeing the same stuff that other people are wearing.
Not only is the style and sophistication reflected in the shopping, but also in Melbourne's many theatres, galleries and music venues.
The art scene in Melbourne for me is really diverse. We've got these most amazing, enormous galleries, and yet there's also what we call artist-run initiatives. There's public art like this, which is out in the street. There's even a laneway that just has picture frames stuck on the wall. The fact that you can be innovative and experiment and do something a little bit out of the norm in a city like Melbourne that's not enormous but still able to support this sort of innovation, I think is really exciting.
And if eating's your thing, you're in luck. The restaurants here are fantastic and the dining is world class.
Oh, the quality of the Melbourne dining scene is very, very exceptional. I mean, for a town of this size, and really it is a town compared to some of the larger cities that Melbourne dining is compared to, we are a small place. And it's a very eclectic mix of cultures and therefore a very eclectic mix of restaurants and foods. And I think we're very lucky because of the quality of the ingredients. We're surrounded not only by great ocean but also by quite beautiful green pastures. Even during a drought, we're not really being affected by it that much because we've got such a huge array of resources of great ingredients.
Melbourne is also full of wonderful atmospheric bars, some of which are hidden away. But don't panic, that's where Michelle Matthews from Bar Secrets comes in.
We've got lots of outdoor areas now that smoking's banned in Melbourne. We've got rooftop bars, bars with terraces, it's incredible. So that's definite. I'd also recommend the Melbourne Supper Club, which is a bit of an institution. I think English people think it might sound like it's a bit snooty or upmarket, but it's actually incredibly relaxed. You can take an 18-year-old there or an 80-year-old. Great service, great wines. There's another great place called Riverland, down by the water. They've designed the perfect beer garden. Great views, mobile bars when it's busy. The Melbourne bar scene seems to be on fire. There's probably twice as many bars at the moment as there was 2 years ago. 2 years from now, there'll be twice as many again. They all seem to survive. They all seem to be quite different, interesting, individual. It's a great place to go out.
One of the stops on the tour is Madame Brussels. Not only is there a fancy terrace, but if the weather gets a bit chilly, there's also an indoor garden complete with lawn. It's part Wisteria Lane, part Mad Hatter's Tea Party, and it's absolutely fabulous.
Now everyone was looking rather swish there, but there's one place where clothing isn't particularly important. This is the armour worn by Australia's most famous outlaw, Ned Kelly, who went on the run after killing 3 policemen. For some, he's a hero, for others, a villain. What isn't in doubt is that he was caught and executed here in Melbourne jail in 1880. At the jail, you get a real feel for what life was actually like for the prisoners, and it's one of the many things in Melbourne that gives you an insight into the city's history and heritage.
However you envisage your perfect trip to be, Melbourne's unique culture will give you a celebration of food, fashion, sport, entertainment, shopping, history and heritage. It's no wonder that the people are so friendly and that their lifestyle is envied by so many.